Live, we're going to talk about Trump's $9 trillion crypto pump, plus all of the XRP news. I believe one of the XRP futures ETFs goes live today. XLM news, HBAR news, Genius Act, crypto legislation, all of that. We're going to get all of that to you this morning. Good morning to TikTok babes, to YouTube babes, and to Twitch babes. Rumble's not working today for some reason. It's just super, super frustrating. But anyways, good morning to Mr. D, to Mr. R, Mr. Jermaine, Gorgeous Julie, Mr. Legend, and Miss Gorgeous Oaks. All right, let's go ahead and get started. There's a lot to cover, and I want to sign off for today, okay? I want to sign off because I want to chill. Shout out to Sparkwater. All right, let's go ahead and get started because there's a lot of news today. A lot of news. Also, too, a little bit about altcoin season. What is altcoin season, and why are we waiting for it? Altcoin season, always number goes up. When number goes up. And generally, that happens when we see Ethereum start to pump, and that's exactly... Hey, Lawrence. That's exactly what Ethereum's doing. It is going crazy, okay? Good morning, Gorgeous Alexandra. And also, too... XRP is going crazy. So we got a funny story about Mr. Dave Portnoy because he's just, him and whatnot. And XRP is going to be the coin of this cycle. It's definitely going to be the coin of this cycle. I don't make the rules here. I'm not just saying that for engagement. I'm saying it because it is the most talked about coin on all socials. I create content on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram, X, everywhere. Okay? Everywhere. And it's one of the most talked about coins. Why? Because it is. Well, outside of Bitcoin will always be number one. Okay. Always be number one. And that's not a bad thing because XRP is for, institutions. The Ripple's ecosystem is for institutions. Bitcoin is supposed to be a little bit more decentralized. Okay. And that's exactly what it is. We could debate about that all day long. But anyways, we are going to get started. We're going to get into it. The way you guys can help support me in the channel, smash the like, subscribe, set alerts, all kinds of stuff. I post like 3 or 4 content pieces a day, giving you guys breaking news. But, oh no, hold on, what is happening? Hold on a second. Let me see if this is gonna work. There we go. All right, so today's a big day. We're going to start with XRP news, okay? ProShares Ultra XRP ETF, UXRP, set to launch today, July 18th, 2025. It's going to launch on NYSE Arca and provides 2 times daily leverage exposure to price movements. XRP futures in general are risky. They are not good. We try to stay away from those unless you're an experienced trader. Why is this good? Why is this bullish? This is good and bullish is because it allows for more liquidity to go into XRP. So if you're holding XRP, we love this. We want this. We want to see it. Some people for the last couple months, Wendy, why isn't XRP pumping? XRP actually pumped from 50 cents to like $2, okay? So that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy business over there, okay? Now, with that being said, the next story, because everything is moving, everything is going up, is this. XRP surpasses 200 billion market cap after rising 12% in the past 24 hours, okay? And I made a little video about this on Tiki Taki and IG, and everybody's like, oh my God, Wendy, numbers going down, it's going down, it's not going up. Guess what? I want to show you guys something, okay? We hit it with XRP, this is going to be like a lot of other coins too. We hit this high over here, $3.66, okay? We pulled back to 335, currently trading at 346. The people on the Tiki Takis, the people that are upset in the mentions that number isn't going up parabolically and continuing to do so, you're out of your minds. And this is not in a mean way. It is in a way that you need to understand the basics of trading and investing and how to read charts and how it works, okay? Because if number continues to go straight up, if we see this type of price action without a little bit of a correction, that's dangerous. Okay? It means it's a little bit more manipulated than others. And you guys will see that when you look at meme coins. When you look at meme coin charts, you see them go up like crazy and then they dump, they rug, they go away. This is good. I want to see a pullback all the way down to $3.28. Why? Because we want to establish support. We want to establish previous price action so that number gets comfortable in these areas and hopefully goes up. Because when you have strong areas of support, it is a lot harder to break them down. So if you're watching this, I highly recommend to learn the basics of technical analysis. I'm not telling you to become a day trader. I'm telling you just so you understand, okay? And also, if you do want to trade with me, you can use Bitcoin IRA to create custom crypto portfolios like 401ks, IRAs, SCP. You can use Kraken. It is an exchange in the US. And if you want to be a degenerate, then you can go to Femex, okay? Make sure you understand the terms of services. So that's what's going on with XRP, and this is good. As looking at market CIPHER, we are getting a little bit overbought, and that does indicate a little bit of a cool down. And And that's okay. Again, the fact that we're trading above $3 is amazing. Really, really good. So be happy. But my challenge to you is not only to learn the basics of technical analysis, but to also have a trading and investing plan. What does that mean? That means you know how much disposable income you're investing, when you plan on taking profit. And I'm not telling you to take profit tomorrow or in 10 years or in 20 years or in a week. You need to figure out when you are going to take profit. Everybody knows when they're going to take profit with their 401ks, generally, or when it's tax incentivized, when you don't get hit. So maybe you want to hold XRP 10 years, or maybe you're like, you know what, at the end of this cycle. For example, me, I've been holding Ethereum for a very long time. Very, very long time. So what I plan to do is once I see $7,500 to $10,000 Ethereum, I'm going to sell majority of it. As of right now, 90% of it. That may change, but that is me having a plan. And you should have one too, because you don't want to just hold all these assets forever, because what's happening right now is we have the ability to collateralize your assets. We have the ability to use your assets to possibly put down for mortgages, to get loans, all kinds of stuff. That's all coming. So you don't want to be this person that just has these capital. And this is why, and this kind of segues into the accredited investor law, was created because they think we're poor and stupid. Okay. We need to prove them wrong. And what that means is that there's different financial instruments or different things you can do in finance to leverage what you're holding. You might want to take a loan out. You might want to use it as collateral to buy a house, to start a business. I don't know. I'm not you. But at the end of the day, you got to get with a financial advisor. You got to figure out what's right. My plan is to get generationally rich. Hey, you get generationally rich by taking when you make good investments. You might want to buy property. You might want to invest in businesses. There's different things that you might want to do. For me, I'm property, real estate is important to me. Having a paid off house is important to me. Being able to take care of my mom is important to me. Buying land is important to me. And putting away enough money, exactly. Don't be like Dave, putting away enough money so that my kid, God forbid, never has to worry about anything. Okay. Then that's all. It is all about creating the life that you deserve. And you get to do that. You get to do that with crypto. So anyways, let's get back into it, because there's a lot more to cover. Okay. Now, we talked about XRP surpassing a $200 billion market cap. We're now going to talk about Ripple founder Chris Larsen moves millions more XRP to Coinbase with all-time high in sight. People are saying, did he sell? Blah, 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 blah. This is basically just a little bit of a speculation over here that is he going to sell? What's going on? My brief is just stopped working and this stinks. Darn it. So I'm going to have to freestyle this. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. Also, that being said, who cares? Who cares if he sells or not? Okay. Stuff like this is important to note that founders are going to do what they're going to do. They want to sell. They're not going to sell. I can't tell you how much XRP is a good thing to buy. Like, this is why I'm being very honest with you guys now, is I'm telling you, people that are telling you need this amount of XRP, you need this amount of Bitcoin, you need to do X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. They are people you probably want to stay away from, because your financial situation is never going to be the same as somebody else's. Not selling ever, it will become my bank. That makes no sense. Not selling ever will become my bank. Banks are used for holding on to money, withdrawing money, and using it to spend. Doesn't make sense. You have to take profit eventually. Jennifer said you don't take retirement out until 59 and a half years old to avoid penalty. Exactly. That's a trading and investing plan. People look at their 401ks or their, TradFi investments and say, hey, I'm going to invest X amount of dollars of my paycheck every week, bi-weekly, whatever it is. And then I'm going to cash out my 401k at 59 years so I can do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, sell to reinvest. You can do that too. That's when we talk about the moonbag strategy. I think a lot of you guys are new here, so that's okay. So I have a video. It went viral on TikTok. It's on the YouTube channel. It's also on TikTok, pinned at the top. It's called a moonbag strategy. A moonbag strategy is when you get your disposable income. You do your due diligence. You invest in Project X. Number goes up. You just you know when you're going to sell at a certain time. Oh no, my whole entire brief is screwed up. Yikes. Oh, well, we're going to have to freestyle it, guys. Oh, here we go. Wait, there we go. Darn it. Oh, no, it's not. I think I saved it. Okay. Did I? Okay, good. So disposable income, do your due diligence, dump in a project, number goes up, you remove initial investment, enough for profit, and enough to pay your taxes. Then you take the whatever you pulled out, maybe it's your initial investment and your profits, and then you flip it and you just keep rinsing and repeating, or you can keep doing that. It's more like trading, but there's different tiers of this stuff. Something like Bitcoin is something you might never want to sell. John, knock it off. Then you've got tier 2 projects like XRP, Ethereum, Solana, stuff you might want to hold long. Shout out to Mark. We love treating girlfriends to frozen custard tonight. Stuff you might want to hold longer term, and then, taking profit a little bit less aggressively or not taking it at all. Then you want to go to the more risky stuff where you're doing the moonbag strategy a lot more. And then like the whole entire junk on meme coins and whatever, in and out, in and out, in and out. There's a certain, you have to practice doing this. But at the same time, it's all different tiers of trading and investing plans as far as being aggressive or not aggressive. So it's just, it is what it is. John, knock it off. John's being sassy pants in the chat. Gamer, and a lot of you guys don't pay attention to what he says, but he's actually a very good trader. Quietly accumulating crypto stocks before Trump could allow people to buy Bitcoin directly into their 401ks. Yep. So that's what the moonbag strategy is. And you never want to hold forever, because when the bear market comes in, you're going to get mad. So I don't care what Chris Larson's doing. I don't care. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Dave Portnoy over here, because apparently he sold his XRP 2 weeks ago. And this is not the first time he's done this. I don't know if he's doing this just for internet attention, because he is an investor and he does pretty well stocks, but apparently he dumped everything. So let's see what Mr. Dave has to say about it, because he's always kind of funny.
I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I can't lie to my people. I have a confession. I sold XRP when it went up to 240, because the guy who told me to buy it told me that I should sell it because he thought Circle would compete with him.
You thought Circle would compete with them? Holy cow. You thought Circle was going to be able to compete with Ripple's ecosystem. Again, I am not part of the like a crazy XRP army person. I've got an XRP moon bag from like 2017, 2018, I believe. And then I have some more that I've accumulated in the last couple of years. Okay. Anybody who thought Circle would outdo Ripple, especially with everything that's happening newsworthy wise, XRP is not a security on the secondary market. Ripple acquired Hidden Road, which was one of the biggest, I believe, crypto acquisitions ever for like $1.2 billion. They're applying to become a bank. They're doing things in Dubai. They're doing things on a global scale. They created RLUSD, which is the stablecoin of Ripple. Like there's shout out to XP Market for being a member of the O Army. Thank you so much. But like literally the fact that you thought, and like they're worth way more than Circle. Like I just want to go to market. I'm not even going to finish listening to this because it's so silly and it's so goofy. But let's just look at market caps right now. Okay. This is USDC right here at number 7. XRP is over here. Okay. Just their market caps on CoinMarketCap, you know? So Circle's an interesting thing. But I don't understand why you would dump XRP because Circle's going to wipe them out. And XRP will go public. Or excuse me, Ripple will go public. It really will. I think that, why wouldn't they? It makes no sense. There's been rumors about it before. They're going to go public. Why would you sell it because of Circle? Why wouldn't you just have both? Diversify into both. And one of the issues with Dave too is he's dumping his entire bag. When I tell you guys to take profit, I'm not telling you to dump your entire bag unless something's super, super risky. I am telling you to make a moon bag. So this is crazy. Oh, well. So everybody that's watching this channel that's holding XRP and has been holding XRP for the last year, you've out-traded Dave Portnoy. Congratulations. You deserve a round of applause because that's embarrassing on his end. But, you know, got to give it to the guy. He's very successful in doing other things. And I also believe that, hold on a second. I think I missed this story, or maybe it's somewhere. This is another Ripple one. Let me see. All right. Hold on a second. I think Brad Garlinghouse and Charles H are going to be over at the DC today. I don't know. I felt like I read it somewhere, but I don't know. Hey, Alpha Junkies. But anyways, let's get into the next piece of news because people are cuckoo. So this is for all the XLM people. Okay. This is from Mr. Peter Brand. If you don't know who Peter Brand is, he is a god tier trader. He's been trading for a very, very, very long time. He's been trading charts before that we had technology like this, and they used to have to hand draw the stuff. But he is basically calling out XLM is looking as one of the most bullish charts. He says XLM must remain above APR low and must close, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and check it out ourselves. While we're on this, we're going to do a market update, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about everything that passed yesterday and some other news stuff as well. So we took a look at XRP over here. Took a look at XRP. This is not bearish at all, just because we're having a little bit of a pullback. Who cares? If you think that this is numbers going down with this, yikes. Shout out to Mr. Gamer. When you said, or Gamer said, create a poll asking whether they think Trump will sign crypto bills into law today, whether it will be sell the news event. I think he's going to. I'm not even going to do the poll, Gamer, but I think he's going to. We'll get into that in a second, though. Get into that in a second. And I can't have people do it. I'm the only one that can do polls on the channel for some reason, which I hate. But yeah, it's weird. Anyways, but I think he will. All right. So this is the Bitcoin chart over here. Okay. Bitcoin's pulling back a little bit. That's okay. So we hit a high of 120 and now we're currently correcting to 117. Cool. We also have really strong support here at 115. Me personally, just as long as we stay above 111, I don't care. No, we're not going to have a short memes segment because I'm not covering memes today. Maybe on Sunday though. Now Ethereum is a lot stronger than Bitcoin. Swing wick high to $3,600. Support here at $3,500. I want to see a close above $3,500 and consolidation over the weekend. Solana finally running upwards, trying to flip 184, which is an important area of resistance right now, is looking likely. Everything is looking a little bit overbought though, so be cautious with that. Sui's had a bit of a pullback. Cool. Just as long as we hold support, great. Chainlink surged all the way to $19. I want to see a sustained 17. Cardano ADA all the way up to 89 cents. We do need to flip 86 cents over here. We'll see what happens. HBAR really was leading the charge. We got hit all the way to 38 cents, but now we completely are back testing support. This is looking a little bit risky to me right here. I want to see them hold 26 cents, but if not, I would anticipate about 24 cents. What else? That's kind of what's going on in the market. If we take a look at crypto bubbles over here, it's crazy that Ethereum Classic is still around, but Ethereum Classic, Dogecoin, Floki, all this type of stuff. Of course, Pump is down because why would it be up? But Floki is a really great meme coin because they've been around for so darn long. It's on my finger. I'm getting a sore throat, you guys. Anyways, Gal is up. Market's looking good. Now, let's get into some crypto stuff about the bills. And this is important, okay? So this is a really beautiful recap from Ellie. Oh, there's Yellow. If you guys don't know who Yellow is a pretty good friend of mine from X. He's more of a Bitcoiner. Sometimes a little bit toxic, but not super toxic. He's a good one. But anyways, let's keep going. All right, so we got a lot of people in here today. A lot of people. So make sure you guys keep chatting. Keep chattering away. But let's go ahead and cover what's happening with crypto legislation in the world or in America, because this is important. So this is from Miss Ellie, and it's just a beautiful recap over here. So the Genius Act passed. The Genius Act is for stablecoins. Gamer, I got the story that you sent me. I'm going to probably cover that tomorrow for the Saturday live stream because I really want to hit hard on that topic. So that will be tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow morning though. 9 a.m. PT, please. So the Genius Act is for stablecoins. It passed 308 to 122. And that's because they added in more anti-CBDC language. The Genius Act is a stablecoins are CBDCs, okay? You can say whatever you want to say. That's my hill. But it's fine. Clarity Act passed 294 to 134. The Clarity Act allows for basically indicating what the SEC's job is, the CFTC, and giving guidelines. We need that. We want that. And the Clarity Act passed 294 to 134. Anti-CBDC Act passed 219 to 210. Genius Act cleared House and Senate. Trump set to sign today. Signing ceremony for Genius for Genius this afternoon. Clarity Act and CBDC bill head to the Senate, and all bills receive bipartisan support during the votes, which is good. Now, today we should be getting the Genius Act, where it's going to go to Trump's desk. He said he's going to sign it. Clarity's got to go to the Senate, and then I believe to Trump's desk, and or the president's desk, and then all bills, and then same with the Clarity and anti-CBDC. So that's a recap of what's happened. Okay, they're not officially passed yet, but they're getting there. Now, this is from Mr. President Trump. He said today, big signing at 2:30 in the White House. Congratulations to our great Republicans for being able to accomplish so much, a record in such a short period of time. All the Democrats, I'm not even going to go there. Listen, I hope this is about the crypto bills. If not, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. But we should be getting this signed today, so we'll see what happens. And again, it was a bipartisan effort for the crypto bills, and that's what we're going to focus on, which is good because Maxine Waters and Warren and Brad Sherman are all terrible people. And unfortunately, they're from one side. Next. This is the big one. This is what the clickbait title is about, because it's not really clickbait. President Trump is set to sign an executive order as soon as this week that would allow 401k retirement plans to invest in crypto. This opens $9 trillion worth of capital for alternative investments like crypto, gold, and private equity. Now, this is a very complex thing. Okay? A very, very complex thing. What type of crypto are they going to be able to invest in? How are they going to be able to invest in it? Like, there's all types of things. Is it just going to be the ETFs? Can they go on Coinbase? Like, what does this look like? Okay. What does it look like? We don't know yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But basically, it aims to modernize retirement investing beyond stocks and bonds. That's great. And it opens up $9 trillion worth of U.S. capital. So we don't really know much more about it, but I'm very curious to see how this is going to work. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, this is bullish and it's a step in the right forward, because at the end of the day, the Accredited Investor Act is predatory and it's bad, because what it does is it creates a wealth gap. Wealth gaps are bad. Wealth gaps cause social issues. It causes all other kind of stuff. Accredited investor law. You do not get access to special traditional financial instruments unless you make $250,000. Or you have over $1 million in assets. Unfortunately, most people in America right now are not at this level because of the inflation in the economy. Also, too, it is looking like Powell is going to get in trouble and get kicked out. We'll cover that in a little bit, okay? Now, with that being said, I'm just curious to see how they're going to be able to, how we're going to be able to invest, because I think it's really cool if, I still have a 401k and I'm going to keep it in the stocks and stuff like that. But like in all my friends that do the 401k stuff, I would love for them to be able to add on to the BlackRock ETF or spot ETFs, whatever that is, because that's what most people will do. So this is a good thing moving forward. Oh, Gamer said Bitcoin ETFs are already available for 401k. So this must be talking about in-kind pure Bitcoin instead of spot ETF Bitcoin. Interesting. Well, we will find out soon, right, Gamer? We will. All right. Now, next. Let's get into some Hedera news, some altcoin news. So, looks like they're doing some more stuff. Hedera Stablecoin Studio. Stablecoin Studio is an open source software development kit, enables organizations to easily create, manage, and operate stablecoins on Hedera. Offers features like POR, KYCOL, proof of reserves, KYC, AML, compliance, and custody provider integrations. I am not a big stablecoin person, but I can see this tool on Hedera being used to... I can see it being used for businesses that want to essentially create gift cards. That's what I see. And I think that's cool. I think it's really, really cool. So if you could have your own little gift card ecosystem with your stablecoins, that's what I see. So if you could have your own little gift card ecosystem with your stablecoins, that's what I see that this working for. But again, I don't know. My thing is freezing. Oh my God. Okay, we're back. My computer's not working today. All right, next story. $10 trillion Charles Schwab to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum trading services. Remember yesterday when we talked about a lot of these banks like Citi and Bank of America and all these other entities? Can anyone possibly buy Ripple? Maybe when they go public, when they IPO. I do know that Pengu is taking over the world. I do. We talk about it. But again, traditional finance is coming in. You're going to be able to trade, do all these things with crypto and Bitcoin, primarily because it is what it is. So we're waiting on that, but they're here. They're here. So my best advice to you is to give a big screw you to the system in the most respectful way ever, is to actually buy your crypto yourself and custody it yourself. That makes sense, Daniel. It makes sense. So I got to be offline soon. So again, more money come in. Next story. Got to show my Ethereum bags. Ethereum has entered the top 30 global assets with $416 billion market cap, surpassing Johnson & Johnson. Bitcoin is currently at number 6 as far as market caps. And SharpLink amends sale agreement to raise $5 billion for Ethereum purchases. We talk about Ethereum a lot because I am Ethereum bag holder. I've got some BlackRock Ethereum news coming next, okay? With Ethereum staking spot ETFs, that is going to absolutely send it. This is something Gamer and I have been talking about, and me and a couple other people have been talking about. I really, 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 really think that we will see $10,000 Ethereum, and I hope that I'm delusional. No, I hope I'm not delusional. And again, that's not financial advice. It's just me being a cuckoo lady, because I am. Okay, so we gotta do that. Monero is a privacy coin. So SharpLink amends sales agreement to raise $5 billion for Ethereum prices. One of the things I want to tell you guys really quickly is the thing that's going to cause the, we're going to get into tax regulation in a second. Hold up. Hold your chonies. I got ya. So I lost my train of thought. The Black Swan event, that's the thing that's going to cause the bear market, is going to be the treasury companies. They're going to implode, just like the crypto exchanges did last cycle, and the cycle before that, I think it was DeFi, different, and then the summer cycle before that, ICOs. That will be. We talked about XLM news. It's the most bullish chart according to Peter Brandt. So watch out for that. But for the time being, we're going to be grifting alongside these guys because we're here to make money. So SharpLink filed to raise up to $5 billion through an amended stock sale agreement, previously filed to raise $1 billion, and plans to use most of the proceeds to buy Ethereum. 29% of the Ethereum supply is currently staked, which is wonderful. And then the big story, dun, da, da, da. BlackRock seeks staking option for iShares Ethereum Trust in new filing. NASDAQ submitted an amended 19B4 filing to allow staking of Ether held in iShares Ethereum Trust ETF, ETHA. These are essentially dividends. Okay? So let's read a little bit more about this and why this is so bullish, because it is important. Staking lets the fund lock ETH to validate transactions and earn yield. SEC delayed decision on staking seems more open under current administration. BlackRock's final deadline is April 2026. Approval expected possibly by Q4 2025. And main challenge may now be IRS tax treatment, not SEC regulatory issues. So yes, we do need some clarity when it comes to taxes, and we'll be getting that. Love to see it. Also, too, apparently, a new daily inflow record for iShares Ethereum ETF is nearly 550 million back-to-back record days. Now 10-day inflow streak, 2.1 billion, which is crazy. NASDAQ listed Tau Synergies buys 10 million in BitTensor tokens for Treasury. The firm stakes 100% of its Tau to earn rewards on BitTensor, decentralized AI network, aiming to turn yield into shareholder value. So again, staking does matter. It's a very, very important part. Also, big shout out to the telcoin community. They says we're thrilled by the final passage of the Genius Act, a true moment for crypto and stablecoins in the U.S. with federal regulations set to become law upon the President Trump signature. Tomorrow, we're moving forward with our Nebraska charter for Telcoin Digital Asset Bank. So good for them. Happy for them. We're going to see a lot of crypto banks popping up. The most popular one will be Coinbase. All the crypto exchanges will become banks. Same with Circle, and I believe Ripple will become one as well. So congratulations to the Telcoin community. Now, let's talk a little bit about this little story over here, okay? This little story over here. SEC weighing innovation exemption from regulations to incentivize tokenization. So Paul Atkins took over Gary Gensler's position, and he's considering an innovation exemption to foster tokenization, stating, he said, if it can be tokenized, it will be tokenized. Aims to allow new trading methods and targeted regulatory relief for a tokenized securities ecosystem. I'm not going to hit too hard on this because there's a lot to it, but understand things are going to heat up, and they're going to heat up fast. This market's going to go crazy, and we are going to enter. It's been, remember, Berenstein said this is going to be a very strenuous and long and exhausting bull market. It's what it is. And if you don't have patience, you won't do well. And patience means being able to calculate things properly. Okay. Now, let's talk about this story. Powell's in trouble. Okay. I'm told by a very reliable congressional source that there may be a criminal referral coming from one or more Congress members to the DOJ for Jay Powell's alleged perjury about the $2.5 billion building. Remember, we talked about Powell yesterday? Remember? And the thing with Powell, like you can't fire these elected bureaucrats or unelected bureaucrats. Ooh. But you can get them when they do something bad. And that's exactly what's probably going to happen with Powell. There's a lot of fraud that happens in our government, and it sucks, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And Powell does need to go. I don't see any reason for us to keep interest rates the way they are. But in any ways, on that note, I got to go because I've got a call. I got to make my video for you guys, a couple of videos for you guys later on for TikTok, and I got to deal with the Rumble situation. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for supporting the O Show. Shout out to the XRP army, because you know what? I think the best vindication for you guys, the ones of you that are not toxic, you can play Uno in Vegas now. Is that I do hope XRP hits $10. I really, 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 really hope it does. Okay, bye. It's not financial advice. I'm not saying it is. Bye, babies. I got to make more content for you.